Hey guys, welcome back to another One Piece video from me. This is my regionals footage that just happened this weekend for Oceania, and as you can see, my round one opponent is a Gecko Moria. Now we don't know too much about all these matchups in English, only because these cards were just released on Friday, and so everyone is pretty unpracticed. Well, I'm definitely unpracticed with how things went, but I ended up performing pretty well on this day, and so you guys can just come watch me. But please make sure to like and subscribe, and then we can watch some commentary for this gameplay. So my opponent won the die roll and they chose to go second. Now my understanding is that with Gecko Moria, normally you want to go first, but I think it's flexible, so going second not ruins, but it's a disadvantageous for me, so I think that's why my opponent chose to go second. We both have 5 life leaders, so it's pretty good. But yeah, this is my second mulligan, so well, this is my first mulligan, sorry, so I have to keep that. Opponent plays a turn 2 Don brand new, but he whiffs that, unfortunately. Well, good for me, but unfortunate for him. Putting a Sabo hog back in something else, or back in the trash. I attack for 6, and I'm milling 2. Now, it's good for me to put stuff into my trash even when there's no targets, just so that I can get stuff into my trash. And I played a stage there. The stage reads if I have a CP leader, that I can tap it, and it minuses 2 cost. So on board I've technically always have -3 cost in terms of cost reductions. It's really great. The opponent goes to his 2 Don turn and he swings 7, trashes a Perona. I understand he's playing stuff out of sequence, but it's round 1, so I don't care too much. But on play, if our opponent has 5 cards or more, they have to discard a card. So here I am discarding a card, and I was trying to figure out from my hand, but what was the best option would be. As you guys can see, you guys can't really see what's in my hand, so next online regionals I want to see if I can get 2 cameras and one record myself at the front, as you guys can see now, but also record my hand. And I think it'd be really cool if you guys could see what was in my hand at the same time. That way you guys can give me tips if I'm playing things wrong, or you guys can see the decision making process a bit easier. Attack 6 to leader, and I minus cost on the Perona. I tap the stage on Perona, so Perona is currently a 1 cost, and then I'll pay Rob Lucci, and then I'll put 3 things to the bottom, and then I'll KO those 2 characters with his effect. So that's another reason why I'm using my mill ability quite frequently, so that I have targets for the Rob Lucci to use. Here I am, you can see me checking my mouse. It's because I forgot what the Perona ability did. Now, originally I thought that Perona made you discard a card when you had 6 cards in hand, but apparently it's 5, so I did verify that. Opponent plays another brand new, and then he picks up a Sakazuki, and he trashes some Absalom and some other card. I didn't see what that was. But we're both 4 life apiece, both have 1 character on board, and things are progressing relatively smoothly for both of us. I don't think at this point in time anyone has more advantage than the other. My personal opinion, I would probably favour him at this point in time, because he does have the 2 Peronas, and so he does strip my hand quite frequently, which is what he's going to do again right now. Plays a Perona, makes me strip a card. So I've already lost 1 card, and I've lost my 2nd card now, so you can see me trash the brand new, and then I took life. So I'm at 3 life now, and now I'm back up to 6 cards in hand. So I've either got to play 2 cards so that he can't use the effect again, or otherwise he will have the ability, because he does have 2 Peronas, or 1 extra Perona of a bin. So I swing 6 to leader, and he has the choice to counter out here, so he chooses to counter out. then I swing 7 to leader, and then I'm targeting the Perona to make her a 3 cost, and then I think 8 by 5 play Sabo. I must not have any KO abilities, or I probably have a Gecko Mori in hand, but no other KO abilities. I think because the last turn I saw him pick up the Sakazuki, and I saw him mill the Absalom. I was thinking about protecting the stuff that I already had on board, so that's why I chose to play the Sabo, probably, and that way it kind of ruins his turn, because he does go to an 8 Don turn, I believe, and so if he is playing his Gecko Moria, then he isn't going to get a good KO play by playing the Sabo, because he's not going to be able to KO anything at all. So I think that's why I went down that route at this point in time, and I think it paid off well. Making Sabo into Black Mirrors definitely makes people's turns awkward. I definitely had that experience on Friday night when I first did some play testing. But here we can see my opponent, he's deciding to see how he's going to swing, so I think he's probably going to choose to do some bigger swings with his characters. I think, I can't remember all too much. I think the 3 Don there maybe signifies using leader ability and attacking, and then I think he's realised that, he doesn't have much else to do, so he can maybe touch more. So there you go. So swing 7 with leader, but he swings into my Rablucci, so he really wants to get rid of that character. So he uses the effect, and then he plays a Perona again. So so that's 3 cards already out of my hand. So it's I don't think that the matchup is too favored into Rablucci because of the Perona. I think my opponent seeing a whole bunch of Peronas was I won't say lucky for him, but I mean, that's 3 cards out of my hand, which is just crazy. He swings another 6k into Lucci, and I think I let this one go only because I have a Perona in my own hand. So I let my opponent kill it so that I can use it again. I think that might have been a mistake on my opponent's behalf. I think maybe he should have swung 6 into me twice. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's why these online things are a bit hard, because it's difficult to see what's in your opponent's trash or graveyard. So if you guys play it, don't worry too much about asking your opponent. If you want to see what's in your opponent, like you want specifics, so I'll ask my opponent if I'm like towards the end game, how many 2Ks do you have in your trash, so I can gauge how many 2Ks could they feasibly have in their hand. So here's me doing the maths and making sure that I can KO both the Peronas, which I can. So I swing 6 into Perona, and then I target the standing Perona. If you're minusing abilities, don't target the one that's rested, because you can still have the possibility of KOing it. I -2 now on the standing Perona, so the standing Perona is now a 1 cost. Play Gecko, play Rablucci, play Suru, and then I activate Suru ability first to make her a 2 cost, and then I KO with the Rablucci. So there, I got rid of both of those. Now I passed there, but I think maybe if I swung in with the Sabo, it would have been okay, because then my opponent would only have 1 swing, and he's either swinging into my blocker Sabo or he's swinging into life, which 1 life at this point isn't too bad, only because of so many characters he's got. Or he's using his Don effectively, and then he's going to KO the Sabo regardless. So maybe next time. I've got to review that play. Yeah, so that's for me, I think it might have been more appropriate for me to be aggressive there and attack the 6k into the 3k. I don't think he's protecting that, and then when the opponent swings, he's going to commit an extra Don onto the Sabo, onto his leader. So either he can't use the leader effect, or he's not playing a Gecko Moria on this turn if I had attacked with my Sabo, and if he attacks into the Sabo. So it's this is all hindsight 2020 sort of stuff. here. But I can't remember what my opponent does here. Oh no, I do remember. So here we go. He plays Sakazuki for 6, and then he KOs my Sabo. So again, it would have been more appropriate for me to attack with the Sabo. Hindsight. And then let's see what my opponent does with his Don to see if we can verify that. Just because if he swings into life, there we go. So he swings into life for 7. So I mean, if it was always going to do that anyway, then maybe it would have been effective for my opponent to play Sabo there, but I mean, don't always know. Here he's making a choice what to play, so I've got 4 cards in hand, so he can't use the Perona again, but he plays a Hogback and he grabs a Perona. At this point, I think maybe his second Perona that my opponent did, I think he should have played the Hogback and then grabbed a Gecko Moria back, because you can see on his 8 Don turn he didn't play Gecko Moria. So I just think in black matchups, typically it's like whoever plays more black, whoever plays Gecko Morias is heavily favored. So I swing 6 into lead, and he 2Ks out with a Perona, which I think he grabbed. I swung 7 into leader, -2, and then 9 into leader, takes that, it goes to 1 life, -2k. So yeah, so Sabo's a great card there. As you see there, my hand's bricked up. I did trash like 2 E-shows, I think. But see here, because I didn't swing with that Sabo, that brand new is still there, and maybe my opponent plays differently if the brand new wasn't there anymore. But this turn, you'll see my opponent choose to swing 9 and 9, so he puts 6 Don onto. Is that right? 6 Don? I don't know, or maybe 8 and 9. He chooses to put a whole bunch of Don onto 6. Yeah, so he puts 6 Don onto the brand new, and then he puts 4 Don onto his leader and swings 9 and 9, which I think is maybe an okay swing. I do have 4 cards in hand, and he did see me trash an E-show, so he does have reason to believe that I've got a lot of bricks in my hand because I'm ditching bricks. If I had ditched like a 1k or a 2k there, I think that this is a bit more sketchy. But he understands that he's not going to survive the next turn. But here I do 6 king pistol, and then I got 10, and then I get the win. So thanks for watching, guys. That's round 1. I'm 1-0.